Morning peeps, I'm back again. We've got a few things to talk about today. I won't keep you long. You're busy, you've got things to do, and you don't want to be listening to me all day, do you? So we're going to have a very quick look at my team. Then we're going to go and review a website and have a look at its new price change mechanism, which is very good, very accurate. And then we're going to have a quick look at people moving to Bluesky from Twitter, because everyone's like the community's moved over from Twitter to Bluesky, so we'll have a quick look at that. And then we're going to have a look at somebody's YouTube channel and have a look at that one as well. So it all won't take long, probably 20 minutes, a whole lot. So we'll crack on, peeps, we'll crack on. So first thing is, I took out Calvert-Lewin this week. He was going to drop in price, so I got him out. Changed into Pedro, who's now about to rise in price, I think, probably in the next 20 minutes. So it's like 2 p.m. NZ time coming up. So he's going to go up 0.1. And I'm also going to have to take out Trent, because he hasn't been seen in training. He's probably injured, and he's expensive, and it's probably too expensive. He's not as attacking as he was under Klopp, and it seems like the right time. So I'll be taking yet another 4-point hit to take out Trent. And to be honest, there's no point mucking about, no point waffling on for hours about who I could buy, because the only one that really makes any sense, in my opinion, is Gabriel. Gabriel hasn't been getting many points, but he's due, just like Fernandez was due when I bought him in. So I'd rather get him before his points than after his points. So I'll be bringing in Gabriel. There are other good options for defenders this week. A lot of people like Lewis Hall, but to me, he has got competition in that spot. He is number one, but with a game every 3 or 4 days, you can see he's going to miss a few of them. But Gabriel, to me, if you need somebody to play every single week, then he is the obvious pick, in my opinion. So I'll just be getting him in. No point mucking about. I'll wait until the price changes tell me to do it. And without further ado, peeps, we shall go on. And by the way, these 4-point hits that I've been taking week after week after week are about to stop, I think, because my team's now looking pretty good. And I've had a look going forward at the fixtures and everything else. And I've been buying players that have got good fixtures, like Cunha, Aït-Nouri, João Pedro, Gabriel, when I get him in. All these people I buy have good fixtures, and it's going to start, it's looking good. So I'm hoping to save some transfers soon, which would be a bloody miracle, wouldn't it, this season? So we're going to have a look at FPL Live, or LiveFPL, which is a website that you probably all use, don't you, to check out your score when the week's going on. The live rank and all that type of thing. You've got your clones and all that type of thing. You all know it, don't you? If you don't, then go and have a look at LiveFPL and you'll see. Although I was doing this mental health video the other day. I'm watching other people's mental health videos on this channel that we'll be looking at in a minute. And they were saying pretty much that one of the worst things you can do while the games are going on is to look at your live rank, because it just ends up upsetting you, doesn't it? You can see that, like when Flecken, they're looking at it and Flecken's got 11 points or whatever. Then next minute he's got 8, next minute he's got 4. And so, the dealing's not done, peeps, until the dealing's done. Is that right? Something like that anyway. Something like that, peeps. So we're going to have a look. It's got a new... This is why we're here, because it's got a new predictor. And it's also got lots of adverts. That's not why we're here. Get rid of that advert. Shoo. Right, so let's have a look. So this is the new price change predictor that they have on their site. And it's a really nice one. I really like this one because it shows the top rows, ones that have already reached their target. So you can see João Pedro, according to this, is rising tonight. It won't be 100% accurate, none of them are, but so far there's only FPL Statistics is the only other one with this kind of accuracy, and it's even looking like it might be slightly more accurate than FPL statistics, you know, because he's been working on this for months and he's finally got it working now. So, and we can see Duran, these other players already reached the target for a drop. No one really of much interest there from an FPL perspective. And you can see Fabianski's nearing a rise. So, I mean, my advice would be if you use this and you see a player that's nearly at his target, then get them when they're nearly at their target, because sometimes they can go a little bit earlier than expected. You can see here the droppers, Raya, about to drop in price very shortly for some strange reason. Although he costs money, doesn't he? You know, this is why I like the 4.5 defend the goalkeepers. Even if you pick the wrong ones, like Flecken. But you can see this site actually is very interesting. Much graphically superior to FPL statistics, and it's got the all the players down here, 57 pages of them. If you go to the last one, I guess you're going to get the reds, aren't they? Yeah, the bottom ones that have soon falling. How do you search? I haven't used this one before. Search for player. Okay, we'll search for Trent, shall we, and see where he is. Not Trenny, Trent. Will that find him? Anyway, you can see I'm hopeless, peeps. We won't carry on looking for Trent. Right, so how do I search for Trent? Go on, find Trent. Do I have to put Alexander-Arnold in? I don't know. You can see I've got the typing of a 5-year-old. Jesus Christ. Right, we're giving up on that, peeps. But anyway, you can search for players. And I'm sure Trent's in there somewhere. So another thing we're going to look at on this site is tracking your favourite managers. Because I don't know if you're the same as me, but when after a game week and you're on FPL and you want to see how someone's done and they're not in your mini leagues, it's a real pain, isn't it, to have to go and try and find them. You know, so on this site you can just put in the IDs of players that you want to follow, and you can make a little league for yourself. So here I've just done this to show you, you know, I've just picked some random sort of well-known faces to club them together and put them into a little league here. You see that? You've got Fabio Borges, world number 1 I've put in. My old mate Wags in there. When he never picks any Man City players, he's doing well for it. I put Joe in from Fantasy Scout. He's on the same points I am. Look. As Andy from Let's Talk FPL, my old mate Pascal goes running. My mate on Strava, good manager. Bakar, Mark Southerns, and at the bottom there, Late Riser. So I put them all in a wee group. So it kind of lets me see where I am in kind of proportion with these type of people, you know what I mean? So see to check that I'm not falling too far behind or whatever. And you can see here I'm doing pretty good. And so's everyone really. Even Late Riser is 2.5 million. It's not total disaster, is it? But you can also see here what chips people have got left. See that Wag's the only one who's still got a wild card and still got all the other chips. You see some of these people have used triple captain already. You know, that gives me further hope that I'm doing okay when you see that these kind of high ranking managers have got used their chip already and I'm still up or ahead of them. So it's a good sign. You can see what chips people, hits they took in the game week. See, I'm the only one who took a hit. Always taking hits, peeps. FPL's a trading game, so I'm always buying and selling, you know, selling low and, hang on, buying low and selling high. Got it wrong again. Right. You can order them by the game week score. You can see Fabio done well, 90 points, and I was second with 82. And the Black Box Boys at the bottom there. See that? No wonder we didn't have a walking video this week, peeps. But as I always say to people, if you're having a bad game week, get out the door and lace up. You know, so if you have a bad game week, get out, get your camera out, and go and do a walking video. That's my advice to Mark. You know, not to miss one out. Anyway, so what else can you do with this? Chips. See, Fabio actually used his wild card this week, didn't he? Game 11 wild card, and he got 90 points. So that's a marvellous effort there. So let's have a look at who he brought in. That'd be interesting. See how good this is? I mean, you can't do this in the FPL website, can you? You can't click on someone's team and suddenly get it all nicely. I suppose you can in a sense. You can just get their team up. But you can see it's interesting this actually, because he wildcarded and he didn't buy any Arsenal defenders, not even Gabriel, which is quite interesting, isn't it? Kept Trent though, and which he'd be regretting no doubt, but he probably will change Trent to Gabriel now, won't he? But I just thought it was interesting that he didn't actually pick any Arsenal defenders. So you get a manager like this, he's clearly a very top manager. So it's quite interesting to see who they buy, isn't it? Because you know that anyone they buy is going to be a legitimate, good fantasy asset. You can see he's got Hall in, although I do think he is going to miss a few games, Hall, because Kelly's not a bad replacement for him. Colwell, I don't know about Colwell either, to be honest. I mean, Chelsea, I think their defence is improving. We just haven't quite seen it yet. There are going to be clean sheets there. But I don't see many attacking returns from Colwell. Got De Ligt in. That's an interesting one, isn't it? Probably not a bad move. It's got Real, Cunha. Got rid of Haaland. So you can see quite an interesting team there. So this is what I like about this. You can just go through. And another thing that you can do on this one is you can see who owns players. So we'll see who else has got Fernandez, for example. See, I've got him and Fabio's got him. These two had him. These two have had him all season. Big Man Bakar and Andy. They had him since the season started. Got a lot of stick for it, of course. But he's come good, hasn't he? So they've both got him in because they already had him. I bought him in, and I guess Fabio got him on wildcard. And we see none of these other ones, none of these content creators down the bottom here, have got him. And I think it's because it was difficult to fit in. So what they're kind of doing is they're sort of not so much ignoring him, but they're saying, you know, they're putting him in the too difficult basket because he doesn't really fit their structures. So it's a great opportunity for those of us that did bring him in and managed to get him in. It's a great opportunity to get further ahead. So I'm really hoping he does well against Ipswich this week. So he's shooting up in price, and those that aren't on him, if he keeps on getting points, and if he gets points starts getting points in his trickier games, then they're going to have a real dilemma further down the track, those that don't own him. And so that's another interesting wee thing there. So you can do that with any player. All these players here are players that somebody in this league owns. So I don't know how many have got Saliba. Someone's obviously got Saliba. Let's have a look. Oh, Wag. She's the only one. She's always different from everyone else. but doing pretty well. You can see the captains and vice captains people made. One person captained Haaland as late riser, and as captained Solanke. Everyone else captained Salah. You can see the transfers they made. So it's all quite interesting, isn't it? Easy and quite useful. But like I said, there's a lot of adverts on this site, a lot of adverts. But the thing is, if you don't want adverts, you can actually pay for the site. Where are we? 12 quid it costs to you've support him, pay 12 quid for the year, and you've got no more adverts. Now this is something actually that I wouldn't mind paying for. I don't mind paying for tools, you know, like I support the FPL team for the planning tool, and I think this has also got a planning feature on it as well. You know, you can track, you can see here, look, another adverts all over this site. I mean, it's a good strategy to cover it in adverts, and then you have to pay 12 quid to use it. But you know, I don't mind paying, like I was saying, for tools that are really useful. Whereas paying for advice or whatever, I'd never do that, or like subjective articles about who to buy and that sort of thing. You don't need all that, but tools that actually help you, like put things in order and plan ahead and that sort of thing, are all very useful, and I quite like this one. I do. It's quite interesting. It probably looks a lot better without the adverts, doesn't it? So you can do this to plan ahead. It doesn't look quite as nice as FPL team for doing that, but it's still on there. You can check all sorts of things, effective ownerships, what managers around you have got. Let's see, managers around me, let's have a look. Your local tier, 1 to 1.5 million live statistics. So it's got a lot, all the players and who owns them and God knows what. Loads of stuff, Pete. More than we could look at here, you know. So we've had enough, you know. We're overwhelmed now, overwhelmed with information. But like I said, this looks pretty good, and I like this thing here. I do like this. There's my team, you see, look. And just click on that, get rid of it. But I quite like this, different ways of ordering it. So you can see I'm not far behind Fabio, only 14 points behind him. So, I'm probably not that far ahead of these other ones, am I? I'm only 46 points ahead of late riser, who's at the bottom. So there's a bit of a gap opening up there, but you know, it's interesting, isn't it? So what we're going to do now is we're going to have a look at something else. Now this is a YouTube channel, FPL Have a Beer. He actually did a video the other week on rating the content creators. You know, he did a rating them, so I'm going to rate him now. So I've actually gone on this show. It hasn't been published yet, but I think it's being published tomorrow. So I'm a bit nervous about it because I talked a load of bollocks like I normally do, and it's going to be difficult to compete with the last one, which was Stevo from Elite FPL, and that was fantastic. It was so good. He talked to him for hours, and they had to split it into 2 different parts because it was so long. I think it's 2.5 or 3 hours, but very interesting. And he's interviewed quite a lot of these people. You know, he just lets them talk, and it's got a mental health base to it. And how kind of FPL affects your mental health and all that sort of thing. And I was a bit peeved off with mine because I forgot things. Like he was asking me what I do when I have a bad week, and I was just saying, oh, I just switch off everything and go and play chess or play computer games or just like anything apart from FPL. But what I forgot to mention is that I go running, and that's the most important thing that I do, is go running for mental health, because it's just so good. You know, you feel so much better after you've gone out for a run, and it's the only hard bit is lacing up and getting out the door, you know. But once you're out the door, you never regret going for a run. You always feel better afterwards, pretty much without exception. I've never come back from a run feeling mentally worse than when I started to run. You always feel better, you know. So if you're having but not just FPL, but if you're having like a bad day or whatever, or just feel like all pent up, or housebound, housebound, whatever you want to call it, and then just lace up, get out the door, you know, because you just can't beat it, peeps, really. And so that's what I do anyway. And then I forgot to mention that in the video. So if you watch a video, just remember that I did say to you now that the most important thing you can do if you're having a bad game week is to go and find some activities, physical exercise, and do that, you know, because that's the way, peeps. And you'll come back and your game week score, and you can just forget about it and concentrate on the next week. Anyway, so that's about it. Let's just have a quick look who he's interviewed. Steve O from LiveFPL, Joe from Fantasy Scout, Andy, FPL Mode, he interviewed him. I think that was before he got 25 points last week, wasn't it? So hopefully he's followed his own mental health advice and managed to recover from that, because he didn't look very chipper on his video the other day when I saw him. But FPL Mate, he interviewed as well. I don't know this one actually, this Angel character. I'll have to have a look at that one. A few people, Golden Goal FF Tom, don't know him either actually, so I might go and have a look at those. Mental health tips from a psychologist, he's a psychologist. So it's all very good, peeps. His new site, he's only got 146 subscribers so far, but he's using a pretty good strategy, isn't he? I'm interviewing all the content creators and they're going to go and advertise it, and he should get more subscribers, but he hasn't got many yet. But it's really good, you know. He just sits back, like I said, and lets people waffle on, you know. I probably said too much, but that's me. I talk first and think second. Anyway, peeps, that's about it. So so we've had a quick look at my team. I'm getting Gabrielle in for a hit, and not afraid of hits. It pushes my team forward quite nicely, I think. I'm playing Pau Torres ahead of Out Nouri for a clean sheet potential. Last time I did it, it backfired because Out Nouri scored and Pau lost his clean sheet in the injury time, but it doesn't mean that's going to happen again. And I've got to decide if I'm benching Solanke or Johnson, and I definitely don't want to have Solanke as my vice captain. That'd be Palmer. And I see actually quite a few people are talking about captaining Palmer this week. Actually, maybe Fernandez is actually a better vice captain this week. It's touch and go, isn't it? Any of those three, I think. Salah, Fernandez or Palmer. Surely one of them goes off this week. Which one's it going to be? Trouble with Palmer is that everyone's got him now, and a lot of people have got Jackson as well. And the only thing putting me off Jackson is he's on 4 yellow cards and he loves a yellow card, so I won't be bringing him in just yet. And the other thing is Chelsea got so many fixtures coming up, but I think in this Christmas period we are actually going to see our old mate, what's his face, Nkunku is actually going to make a few starts over Christmas. I can see Jackson getting a bit of a rest. But we shall see, peeps, we shall see. Anyway, I'm off now. Oh, no I'm not, because we haven't been here yet. Because everybody is moving from Twitter to Blue Sky. And this is Blue Sky. So if you haven't moved yet, you could be forgiven for thinking that this is Twitter. But it's not. It's exactly the same, except it doesn't have all the toxic political stuff. It's not full of blooming pictures of people getting murdered and beaten up and all these sort of things that you see on Twitter every day. Are not here. So it's everybody's moved across and they're all in a happy, lovey-dovey mood. Everything's wonderful. International break. And everything's fantastic, you know. So this is my account here, and you can see I've already got 1,400 followers, and I've also followed 1,400 people, because I've seen these accounts, these big accounts, and they've got thousands of followers already, and some of them are only following about 20 people, and you think, what are you doing? You know, are you really part of the community here? Or are you just a big account that wants everyone to follow you so you can start hitting them with adverts and all that type of thing, you know? So Blue Sky, it's an opportunity to have a real community where people talk to everybody. You know, you don't ignore people or not follow people back, because if someone's good enough to give me a follow, thinks highly enough of me to follow me, then the least I can do is follow them back. That's what I think, and that's what I've done, you know. What have we got? We've got some notifications. What's happening? Someone's followed me. So it's really easy. Just do that, put on the name, follow. What can be harder than that, you know? So follow people back. Now, you don't know who they are, a lot of these people, but does it matter? I mean, I've got 400 of them, and 1,400 of them, and you know, we'll have a look and see if they're misbehaving, because this is my timeline. Bloody Credin at the top. What does he want? So let's have a look. Right, it's all FPL. See this? It's nearly all FPL. What's this? Who's put that on there? I only want FPL on my thing. So if someone starts, if somebody starts posting a lot of stuff that isn't FPL, then I will be unfollowing them, basically. There's Andy Martin. It's quite funny, actually. Everybody moved over from Twitter. Well, a lot of people have, and they started pinching people's handles from Twitter. So you had people impersonating other people, and there was quite a few people impersonating Andy, coming over with the same name and all that type of thing. So it's taken a bit of sorting out, but it's been hard to tell who's real and who isn't at the beginning. But you can see this. I've got 1,400 followers, and nearly all of them are talking about FPL, and I've got no adverts like on Twitter. It's a much better looking feed, but I can see I will have to start unfollowing people as soon as they stop talking about FPL. We'll have a look down. We should find a one of these things that everybody's been doing. Hang on, peeps. Where is it? Can't find one now. Isn't it? Right, let's have a look. Here, starter packs. Now, a lot of people have done starter packs where you click on the starter pack and it gives a list of FPL managers, the ones they like. So basically, if you go on there and you've got no followers, or you don't follow anybody, then you can just go and find one of these FPL starter pack and just click follow all, and suddenly you've got a lot of FPL stuff on your feed. So that's what I've been doing, and then most of them follow you back again, So you end up with quite a few followers as well from doing that. So first impressions are that Blue Sky is a lot better and less toxic than Twitter. We'll see when it gets going. I think we're going to have to see whether the big accounts start using it to try and control the community and leech off the community by using it. Because there's no adverts on here, no Twitter adverts, so it's going to be easier for them to come and fill the place with their own adverts. So that's the kind of thing we've got to watch. But the thing is, you can always mute them, not follow them, and then you're not going to see them. So that's one way out of that, I think. But basically, this is just so much better, so much cleaner. And the other thing is, now people are away from Twitter, they're behaving a lot better. And I've seen it. It's people are just behaving better, being nicer to each other. Here's someone there, look, he's just deactivated his account. And there's hardly anybody left now over there in the FPL community. They're just talking to themselves. And there's no pictures of Trump and all that stuff on here, and Elon Musk and all that rubbish. And it's not just FPL, the whole everybody in all spheres are all moving away from Twitter basically. And it's not just because of politics or Trump, it's the whole thing, the algorithms, the blue tick, where people were just incentivized to just talk absolute drivel just for engagement and all that type of thing. So here people will soon realise it's a waste of time just trying to spam boring content just for views, because it doesn't matter on here, because everyone's equal. And that's what we want, peeps. We want a good community where everyone talks to everyone, no one's snubbed or anything because they've got a low rank or anything like that. And it's all good. Anyway, so there's my thingy there, so you can write that down or whatever, or just come and find me. I won't be hard to find. You'll soon find me. Just type in my name and I'm sure it'll come up. So anyway, that's about it, peeps. So I'm off now. I've had enough. You've had enough. And I'm going. So like and subscribe. And I'll talk to you all later. Anyway, good luck for this game week. This will be the last one before the game week. And listen out for that interview tomorrow. Or better still, instead of listening to me waffle on, go and listen to the interview Steve-O did on that Have a Beer channel, because it's really good, really interesting stuff. So you're better off listening to that, because mine would be a load of drivel. And you've all heard it before anyway, peeps. So I'll talk to you all later anyway. So cheers for now. And remember, lace up, get out the door and go for a run. Okay then, cheers peeps.